Hello, friends and everyone. I want to speak to you once again after quite a while. I'm sitting outside at a very beloved spot in nature one day after the spring equinox and the marvelous full moon night. But rather than speaking about incredible energies, I would like to speak about something else to you because we get so many informations about great energies, about enormous things going on the earth, in mankind, information how to evolve, how to activate dormant DNA strands, and so on and so on. And it can create quite a bit of pressure or irritation or even fear in lots of us. I mean, I've walked this path for quite some years now, but I still get these feelings when I read too much about it. It's like, what else do I have to do? What else do I have to accomplish and to reach? And I tell you, it's not about that. I mean, it's true what they all say about the change of the Earth frequency, about the change of the sunlight, and so on and so on. I don't want to say it's not true, but I want to encourage you to focus on other things. And this is the simple ones, the very simple, natural ones, which you encounter every day when you just walk around. And this is people foremost. Get in touch with the people around you, no matter whom you meet. I mean, the biggest change we can accomplish is to really experience the change when we meet people. In my experience, in my personal experience, the greatest thing that has changed for me is that when I meet people, and not people I know, foreign ones, so-called foreign ones, I don't feel them as foreign anymore. It's like they're my brothers and sisters, and just by experience. I don't mean I have the attitude. I don't mean I wish it would be like that, like an ideal. It's a really pure experience. And I would like to describe it that I really feel it physically. Like not only in my heart, but also in my stomach, in my whole body. It resonates like I know them. My body resonates like I know them. They're not foreign. They're not someone I don't know, even if I haven't met them before. And this is the greatest thing that can happen. This experience of love in a very physically experienced way. And I tell you, this is what it's all about, right? It's not just an idea, an ideal we haunt to get somewhere with our mind, our higher mind, our heart, our higher heart, but it's our body which we inhabit with our soul. This vehicle, this being, like I would like to call it, my body, wants to live it, wants to experience it, because this is the most palpable way we can experience it. So I dare say, all the up-leveling, all the elevation, all the activation of dormant DNA strands is to experience this. We live here on Earth. We're humans and we want to really be what we accomplished. Physically, not just on a higher level. So bring it all down. Just bring it down to your core. And grounding, in my experience, means exactly this, to keep it simple, to not dwell in your imagination, how it could or should be, but to bring it all down. And this is so important. We can only accomplish this when we keep it simple and keep our minds simple too, like not reading too much about it and not straining ourselves to reach a goal, not doing too many exercises, following too many schools and teachings. And if you do follow some, I would advise those that keep it simple too, that keep the focus on the human aspect, on heart, on relationships, on pure loving relationships with other persons. Because otherwise, you will alienate yourself from your environment. When you just focus on these high things all the time, you might feel nice at times, like flying high. I've experienced those times. It's not, it's not a bad experience for sure, but it somehow puts a border between you and others, between you and the earth, between you and humanity. Because what's the use of flying high above it all? You might not be bothered by the things you don't like anymore. That's the way to deal with it, but it's not the best way. I think we must calm down, really be in the midst of it all, and be not only at peace, but in love with it. And this kind of love, I mean, is a very simple one, and it's more felt in the stomach than in the heart. You find it funny? Maybe you have experienced it. Remember when you meet a little baby or a little child, it really catches a very pure and also childlike resonance in yourself. Where do you feel that? Is it only the heart? Is it a huge heart love energy that resonates? Or is it more in your middle of your body, like a cord connecting to this little beautiful human, this little baby? And it's like your heart is somehow sinking into your belly and it's just calling a bond forth with this other being. And this is a really strong connection. There's a saying connected to the hip. This is very similar to what I describe. It's a very grounded way of loving. It's a very physical way of loving. And I tell you, this is so important because all the other aspects, which are very good to integrate as well, the higher aspects, must come afterwards, or they don't reach the ground. They don't reach the ground of yourself. They are not being channeled downwards to the earth and to other beings. And then they are not of a great use for life, right? So, whatever you do, whatever school you follow, whatever exercises you do in the spiritual way, keep your focus on bringing it down, bring it into your body. Otherwise, it will stay away from life. It won't serve you, it won't transform your life really in a palpable, in a livable way. It's just up in the clouds. And I'm not preaching you. I've made the same mistakes for sure. Oh my God, I did. I can tell you. And I was not feeling too good after all. And now I keep it simple as much as I can. And I tell you, the huge experiences come anyway. But not because you call them, not because you want them and think you deserve because you have done so great work. They're just happening. They just happen when you're really in a receptive mode and don't want them by all means. Because after all, we are children of God, we're children of Mother Earth, and that's how we're supposed to be. We don't have to be the great ones all the time. But I tell you, by being pure and childlike, we are getting greater than we could ever imagine, that we could ever strive for. And that's why Jesus said, no one's going to enter the kingdom of heavens if not getting like a child again. This is exactly what I'm talking about all the time. We need to be really pure, simple, and receptive, and trust that the greatest things to happen will come when we don't really expect and strive for them anymore. When we don't think they must come because we are so great. Yeah. By the way, I'm sitting on a very beloved tree trunk. It's a tree that looks like a deer, and I love it really very much because it has a beautiful energy and reminds me of one of my spirit animals. And this is a possibility to connect the very spiritual aspects with the very palpable ones, to go out to nature and be inspired by a tree, by a spot, by a hill, by scenery, and you can get really strong spiritual experiences while dwelling there, just being there, but being pure and receptive, not expecting them, but just receiving. And I thank you very much for listening. I hope it has recorded to the end. And yeah, walk your path, stay true to yourself, and foremost, keep it simple. Have a beautiful day and maybe talk again soon. Bye bye.